Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. Today we'll be doing a mechanics and breakdown video and we'll be taking a look at King Vegeta. Why are we doing King Vegeta first? Because there are so many requests just for this leader alone, for me to feature all this leader. So this video, it's out for all those people who requested from me. I know I said I'll give it a try, and I did try. And on the second part, a big thank you to all those people who request for me to take a look at this leader, because this leader is simply amazing. This archetype, it's also amazing. I like it. And red is not exactly the color that I like when it comes to the aggression, because it's very aggressive. But this leader, it's both good when it comes to the mechanics and also the thematics, right? Because you can see it is basically King Vegeta and the Saiyans, how they did it in the past. And this deck plays a lot onto the stories and the theme itself. So that gets me really excited. I really want to play this deck now. Okay, so now I got you excited. I hope I do, because let's take a look at the leader. When this card is placed in your leader area, you get to activate one of your few cards. That is the Young Invaders from your deck. This is very important because all your combo kind of starts with this one card itself. Okay, when this card attacks, you get to look up to top 5 really good searcher that searches all these mono red Saiyan cards that you need. Yeah, so it really just makes sure that you have consistency. And his awaken, it's either you or your opponent, any one of you with 4 lives and less, you are able to awaken. So there is no problem for you awakening. So you don't have to play all these cards that helps you to take your life. You don't have to. Eventually you are going to be awakened, right? Either by you or your opponent. Hopefully your opponent. There is so much direct damage in this deck. You don't even need to swing. Your opponent is going to take damage. Trust me, with Young Invaders. Alright, when it comes to this, when he awakens, he reduces all combo cost of red Saiyan cards for 5k in your hand by 1. This is very important, and I will explain why later. It synergizes really well with Young Invaders, and this is really important. When this card attacks, you get to draw a card, and once per turn, when one power of your opponent card is decreased, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card, and it gets even more decreased. And so this synergizes really well with a Unison card, and also some of the battle cards that you are going to be playing. Alright, so just on the leader side, this is pretty good. I like what it does. It has consistency. It has the ability to awaken by himself, kinda, and it has a thing to make sure that it has also a permanent to make sure that the mechanics that is in place in this deck gets a little bit tougher, a little bit more difficult to remove. What am I saying? Let's go and take a look at the few cards. The few card, it is gonna be Young Invaders. If your leader card is a King Vegeta card, at the start of your opponent's turn, you play up to 1 red Saiyan card with 5k from your deck to your opponent's battle area. Did you get this? Did you get this right now? Did you get this right now? So this is so interesting, and because this is how it is being played, right? In the past, when it comes to like King Vegeta, especially when the recon for this Broly story, the Saiyan always sends Saiyans always sends their younglings to planets to grow up and take over it, because they're just that powerful, right? And they're just like aliens, but they're being sent there. So what this Young Invader does is that it sends all this 1-drop 5k Saiyans, small little Saiyans, to your opponent's battle area, to your opponent's board, and then they grow up and become more powerful. That's how you play it. It's just simply amazing. And activate main once per turn. You add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Then you play up to 1 Saiyan with 5k power from your deck in rest mode with the skills negated for the game. Then you shuffle your deck. So once per turn, you are able to do that just to get you down to that 4 life if you need to. Yeah, activate main once per turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card and gets minus 5k for the turn. And together with your leader's ability, you are able to minus 10k extra. So this whole thing, very strong. Take note, all this 5k that you play in your opponent's battle area, most of them is a 1 plus 5k, so your opponent cannot use them to combo. That is why the reduced combo of all your Saiyan cards in 5k in your hands by 1. So your opponent, to get rid of that Saiyan, that red Saiyan, they have to combo with it. They have to pay 1 just to combo with it, just to make them go away. If they don't go away, all these guys are gonna grow up and they are gonna be trouble. However, if they are in your hands, you are still able to combo with them with 5k in your hands by 1, so you can reduce them and they still does not clog up your hand. Really good. So let's take a look at all the red Saiyans that you will be sending to your opponent's battle area, to your opponent's planet to invade them. The first one, it is going to be Vegeta, the young Invader. When this card is played, if you're live, it's is this Vegeta first? Let me take a look. Sorry for the short card, I was confused with the slight deck order, so this is resolved now. Okay, so let's take a look at the first small little Saiyan that you're gonna send to your opponent's board. Of course, let's take a look at Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyan himself first. Vegeta, the young Invader. It is a 1+5k, so your opponent cannot easily combo with it. They kind of need to spend 1 energy just to combo him away. If they do, they spend 1 energy. If they don't, they are gonna be in trouble. When this card is played, if your card life is 5 or more, your opponent leader card, it's a red King Vegeta. Remember, it is in your opponent's board, so technically this is correct. They burn a life and they draw a card. They crit a life. They don't take that card into their life. They just burn it and then they draw a card. And once per turn, when one of your cards is attacked, it kind of helps your opponent a little bit. It gets -5k power for the battle. It does. But the second part, I think it's more like playing it on your side if you want to tap 1 and play him. But take note, if you play him, it's still a 1+5k because the -5k, it's from your hand. The second one, guess who is it going to be? Definitely it is going to be Goku. Goku, it's a more flexible card because it is 0+5k. However, when this card is played, you get to switch it to rest mode. So your opponent cannot use it for combo. He is gonna be staying on the board, alright? But he doesn't do anything else. He does not burn your opponent. And the third one, it's gonna be Broly, the young Invader. And so when this card is played, when your life is 5 or more, you're gonna burn your opponent again. So you just send it over and your opponent has to crit 1. Your opponent has to crit. They draw a card, but it's kind of still critting, right? But also once per turn, when you play a battle card on your turn, your opponent plays a battle card. They have to choose 1 card from their hand and send it to their owner's wall. Of course, at the end of the turn, they get it back. Immediately at the end of the turn, not at the end of the next turn. Immediately at the end of the turn, they get it back. And that's the last one, and I feel so sorry for this guy. It is going to be red. It's a young Invader. Again, he has the ability to crit a life, but basically that's it. He is the generic card. What do I mean by generic card? Let's take a look. Now, the Saiyans are going to grow up. So let's take a look at how powerful they are going to be. Alright, let's take a look at the first one, which is Son Goku, Hope of All Saiyan. When this card is played, you get to switch to rest mode. That we know already, because this is a 0+5k. It allows your opponent not to combo with him. That is pretty good. And SSG Son Goku to the next level. That is the next level. Tap 1. Take the Son Goku, put it back into your deck, no, your opponent's deck, your deck, and then you get to play SSG Son Goku to the next level. This guy, it's a aggressive blocker because you can swing with him, and then he comes back active, and he is a 2x blocker, 19k 2x blocker. Really good. But this is not the end of the evolution line. Every single Saiyan has 2 evolution line. This is the first one that you play it, and then you evolve on top of it for 3 full energy, 25k, 5 drop. This is deflect, dual attack, and a blocker. You get to draw a card, and it is able to attack cards that is in active mode, and once per turn, when this card attacks KOs one of your opponent's battle card with energy 2 or more, or is removed by a battle area by your opponent's skill, you get to deal 1 damage to your opponent. Amazing. Pretty amazing. 25k dual attack blocker that burns your opponent for 1 life when it is being removed is no joke at all. But this is not the best Saiyan card in this deck. The best Saiyan card, I'm glad they kind of reserve it for Vegeta because he is the best, okay? He is, in my opinion, the best. We already know when you play him on your opponent's battle area, your opponent has to burn 1+5k. That means they cannot easily combo out of it. They need to spend 1 energy. Delays them, or they're gonna get into trouble. Tap 1, the 3 cost, of course, is SSG Vegeta to the next level. Tap 1, take your Vegeta, 1 cost, put it back into your deck, and then you get to play a 19k critical. And it is ability to search something, or a red unison card with specified cost of 1 to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Yep. And it's a 19k critical for 1 energy, why not? But the evolution line at the end, it's the crazy one. It is going to be SSB Vegeta at full power. This card is crazy. 25k double strike, tap 3, you evolve it on top of the 3 cost Vegeta. You get to draw 1 card. When this card is in rest mode, when one of your opponent's battle card is played or attack. When they play it, attack or they attack. So the same card can hit being hit twice, right? When it's Blaze, it attacks. You choose the card and gets minus 10k for the power for the turn. Take note, it's not once per turn, it's every single time. Every single time. When this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle card is played or attack, you choose the card and gets minus 10k power for the turn. Crazy, crazy. Every single time they swing, every single time they play a battle card, they get minus 10k. Every single time, not once per turn. When this card is removed from the battle area by a skill, place one card from your opponent's life into their drop area. So if they want to, they can only KO it. If they don't KO it, they remove it by a skill. Of course, you still have Goku to prevent this Vegeta from being KO. And then if they swing it with any one of their cards, battle cards, it gets minus. Convinced? Crazy. Now let's take a look at Broly. Broly, the young invader. And we already know what this card does. SS Broly, Unchained Mind, he has Barrier. Take note, all this thing that you can play, Vegeta, Goku, and Broly, when you play the one energy, you can also choose Reddit. So Reddit, poor guy, he has no evolution chain, but he's just a generic card, right? So you can choose Broly. If you want to play SS Broly, you can choose Broly or Reddit. If you want to play SSG Vegeta, you can choose Vegeta, 1-drop, or Reddit's 1-drop. Yeah. So what does this card do? For 1 energy, like I said, put Broly of Reddit back into your deck. You have a 2 or more energy, or your opponent's energy is rest mode. When this card is played, your opponent reveals their hand. You take 1 card with 15k power or less and send it to your opponent's warp at the end of your opponent's next turn. Not your turn, the next turn. Return the card into, so it plays into the red Broly BR archetype, right? But Broly itself already sent it, but this is for once per turn. But this one, it's when this card is played, your opponent reveals their hand. I would say your opponent reviews their hand, it's already good enough. Now you can take their super combo and send it away. You can go for the game over there. But this is not the end. The end, it's always the 5-drop. It is going to be the 5-drop SS Broly Brawn Amplified. Just take a look at the artwork of this card. Simply amazing. Deflect Barrier, tap 3. It's always the same. Tap 3 on a 3 cost. If this card is in rest mode, your opponent attacks a leader card, they reveal their hand. Choose up to 1 card from it and send it to warp. At the end of turn, return the card sent to warp by this skill to its own sense. I don't think this is the best card. Vegeta is definitely the best card. Goku is also good. So I think SS Broly and also Goku, it's somewhere there. Goku has a little bit more utility. SS Broly is just a little bit more annoying. Yeah. So basically that is the deck itself. You can see that it sends all these cards with young invaders. You send a young Vegeta, young Reddit, and all these young Saiyans to your opponent's to your opponent's board. Then they try to grow up, and then so you try to grow them up. If they don't take care of them, they will grow up. When they are young, they will grow up, and then it's gonna be trouble for them to take care of it. But let's take a look at one of this very, very powerful card. That is the King Vegeta Hidden Ambition. For 1 cost, it's a counter, and it negates the skill of extra card with original cost of 1 that is activated without paying its cost. So the main card we come into mind, it's a killer, dominant potential killer. Your opponent activates it, however your opponent actually can just tap 1 and this will not work. But if your opponent, but sometimes it's clutch, right? When your opponent just do dominant potential without tapping that 1 energy, or even sparking negates without tapping the 1 energy, you can counter the counter just for 1 energy. So really, really good, in my opinion. This is a really, really good card. Yep. So basically that's it. This is the King Vegeta deck itself. How good it is? I think it is really good. I really want to play this deck. It's aggression, it has all the very, very cute Saiyans, and then also at the same time, it is so thematic. It's just simply amazing. So a big shout out to all those people who asked me to take a look at this deck. You guys are also the hero for making me look at this deck. Now I also hate you because now I really want to buy this deck also. Alright guys, stay safe and see you guys in the next Mechanic Explain video. Alright, so if you want a certain deck to be explained, put it down in the comment section. I'll read about that and break it down so that we can discuss the deck itself together. Alright, are you gonna play King Vegeta? What are the decks that you are planning to play in BT13? And what is the most hype card that you think it's gonna be in BT13? Is it gonna be King Vegeta Hidden Ambition with all the hype surrounding this card? Let me know down in the comment section. Stay safe, stay awesome. See you guys in the next video.